The double murder trial of rapper YNW Melly has ended in a mistrial due to a deadlocked jury. The trial is in regards to the October 2018 shooting murders of YNW Melly's friends. Their names, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr., both I believe were also rappers, part of the same crew, YNW, and they were shot and killed in Miramar, Florida, October 2018. YNW Melly was charged with murder. There's been a 3-week trial which has just ended on Thursday, at which point jury deliberations began. If found guilty, YNW Melly would have faced the death penalty, but as I say, the jury was in deadlock. They were unable to come to a decision. The judge gave them extra time and tried to encourage them to come to a decision, but they continued to fail to do that. Disagreements within the jury, as far as I understand, unable to declare YNW Melly either as guilty or not guilty. So after, I believe, more than 13 hours of deliberation, the judge stepped in and said, okay, we're going to announce a mistrial, which essentially is a non-decision. At this very early stage, prosecutors are expected to retry the case with a new jury in the hope and expectation to be able to come to a decision to either declare YNW Melly as being guilty or not guilty. I haven't followed the case nor the trial that closely myself, but we've got a little bit of information which will give those unaware of the case a little bit of familiarity. So we're told that investigators believe that YNW Melly, the musician that's been on trial, as well as a co-defendant who faces his own separate trial, his name Cortland Henry, investigators believe that YNW Melly and the co-defendant Cortland Henry conspired to make the murders look like the result of a drive-by shooting. Prosecution have argued that the bodies of the two victims, again their names Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr., both rappers themselves, their bodies were taken to the Everglades, and prosecutors argue that YNW Melly and the co-defendant Cortland Henry shot at the vehicle, which was a Jeep, to make it appear like there was a drive-by shooting. Why would they have done this? Well, prosecutors have argued that it was part of gang action, gang activity. We don't know the exact reason, but apparently there was some motivation for YNW Melly and allegedly his co-defendant to murder their two friends, their two crew members, following a recording session, and then try to make out that the shooting was a drive-by shooting. It had nothing to do with them. You might be wondering, why the heck would a very successful musician go about killing his two friends? Well, we're not going to know the exact answer to that, I don't think, but we do know that YNW Melly does have a violent past. So he was previously arrested in 2015 for shooting at a group of students near a school. He shot at a group of students. The guy's a psychopath. That's all you need to know. The guy is a psychopath. That happened in 2015. So already, I believe he's more than capable of shooting and killing his two friends. Just based on that. That would be my assumption. So he was arrested for that shooting, but he was convicted of aggravated battery, discharging a firearm in public, and 2 counts of aggravated assaults. So he shoots at a group of students, and he only served several months in prison. Can you believe that? What the F is wrong with the American legal system? Don't you guys have some people locked up for decades for selling weed, which is now legal in most states in America? I mean, isn't that still the case? You lock people up for trivial reasons. This guy, this scumbag, shoots at a group of students and only serves a few months in prison. Like, what is the F is wrong with your judicial system? Further to that, YNW Melly is a suspect in the murder of a sheriff's deputy, which occurred in 2017 in a town called Gifford in Florida. So this guy was found guilty of shooting at a group of students. He's believed to be responsible for the murder of a sheriff's deputy. He should be in jail, no doubt, this scumbag. Yeah, the media's fawning over him. I watch a lot of YouTube short videos. I make a lot of YouTube short videos, but a lot of the YouTube short videos that I've been watching over the last few weeks has had one of YNW Melly's music in the background, which annoys me. Not only because because I don't like the song, but also because it's celebrating this guy who the prosecution have argued is responsible, along with his co-defendant, of the murder of his two friends in 2018. That's what's believed to be the case by the prosecution. They were unable to convince the jury. Well, they convinced some members of the jury, but it was not a unanimous verdict. Thereby, a mistrial has been announced, has been declared. But even if this scumbag wasn't guilty of murdering his two friends, and I don't know, to me, it seems like the prosecution are pretty confident in their take on things. But even if that's not the case, he was literally arrested in regards to shooting at a group of students in 2015 and jailed just for a handful of months. The guy is seemingly a psychopath. I guess that's all I've got to say at this point. I think it's disappointing that a mistrial was announced. It must be very frustrating for the family and friends of the two victims. Again, their names, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr. I'm going to say something which may be a little bit insensitive. I'm going to guess, and I could be wrong, but I'm going to guess that the two victims were also involved in gang activity. The prosecution believe that the murders were a part of gang activity. We don't know the specifics as to why, but that would be my take on it, that they were involved in gang activity. And if that is the case, I can't feel too much sorrow for them, but I can identify the frustration that the family must face. So I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and take care.